What's up, guys? We're back with a Budokai video. I know it's been a while, but this game got a massive rework, and my old tutorial really isn't that applicable anymore. So, this is gonna be the new one. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna want to do when you spawn into your character, you're gonna be like probably on an alien planet. If you didn't get Earthling or Hybrid, you're gonna be on a different planet. Some races are able to just go into space instantly, and you don't have to actually worry about doing this second part, which is farming. And if you don't, aren't a race that can fly directly into space, and I believe Acros, Sphinxes, and Chinigos can all fly into space just off start, and then they're gonna want to skip further ahead to where I'm in space. But once you're there, once you're here, right? For the races that can't fly into space, you're gonna want to go to the mission board. You're gonna want to go fight the guys, and then you're gonna want to get a space pod and leave. Unless you're on Earth, that's the exception. If you're on Earth, you're gonna want to do the steps that I take on Earth. Because the first planet you're always gonna want to go to is Earth, because it's the best. So when you spawn in, what I'm doing in the background is I'm going and doing the good karma quest. I'm showing you the quest points. Basically, you have to talk to the Athena person and then talk to this guy and then go back, and he'll award you some Zenny and 3 good karma. And that means that you can do a step later in the quest to get some extra BP and some power as well. So now, with the exception of Earth, we're going to be wanting to leave the planet and go into space. And I'll show you in a second what space looks like. It's kind of completely reworked from the original Budokai format. So now I'll just cut to when I'm in space. My pod's going to fall down. I'm going to jump in it. And now, as you can see, we're in space. So from here, we're going to want to direct our space pod, or if you're just flying, you're going to want to fly to Earth. Earth is the most useful planet in this game, so you're going to want to go there first. I'll just speed this whole thing up for you guys so it's not as unbearably slow. And now we're just entering Earth's atmosphere, and I'll just cut to when we're in. So now that we're on Earth, the first place we're going to want to go is going to be Korin's Tower. Korin's Tower sells senzu beans for 500 zenny. And most of the time, I believe you spawn with 1,000 zenny. So you can just go to here straight away and purchase the senzu beans. He's also going to reward a quest that we'll go over later. I'll just speed this up for you guys so it's not as boring to watch. So now what you're going to want to do is you want to do 2 things at Korin. So one, you're going to want to purchase his senzu beans. Once you purchase his senzu beans, you're going to want to speak to him one more time afterwards, and he'll ask you what you want to do in the meantime, and you ask him if he has anything else he wants to do. He'll give you a quest to get spring water. You go down and grab the spring water. It'll be a giant red marker, and you'll be able to see it from the tower. And once you do that, you drink the spring water once it's in your inventory, and you get a boost in BP, as well as maybe unlocking an ability or two like key sense or power control. One thing that you should do, though, is do both Master Roshi's and Goku's quests, seeing as they reward Zenny, as well as if you do Master Roshi's quests, he instantly gives you the Kamehameha. And for Goku, you need 10k BP, and then he'll give you a Meteor combination, which are both specialized moves. So now, once we're done with doing all this, we're going to want to go to Namek. Namek is a place where Nail is, and we'll do the whole Nail quest. I'll show you how to do it. For now, I'll just skip to when we're in space, and I'll show you the route to Namek. Now that we're in space, I'm going to show you the route to Namek. I'll just speed it up. So I'm just going to Nail. I'll just speed up the route for you guys. This is basically where you need to go do the Nail quest. So now that we're here at Nail, you're gonna want to talk to him. He's gonna say that he's been wounded, and he's gonna need a senzu bean. And he'll give you a special quest if you have a senzu bean in your inventory. And once you give him the senzu bean, which is why we needed to go to Korin, we needed the senzu beans. You're gonna want to give it to him, and then he'll tell you he'll unlock either power control or like key sensing. And then you're gonna want to go to Grand Mori at the top of the thing and tell him about Nail. He'll give you a boost in BP as well as unlock some whatever your hidden ability is. But I believe with the combination of the Spring Water, Nail, and the Elder, you should have every ability unlocked without having to pay any Zenny. And you'll actually have gained Zenny if you've done all the quests that are needed. And then you can go do some training on a different planet. And as well as this planet has one of the only planets that you can get Dragon Balls on. And usually when you get a Dragon Ball, the best way to use it is to give it to someone else for a leech. You need to go into the official empires, which I'll show later at the end of the video. So you do need to kill soldiers to get the Dragon Balls. So you're going to need to go to the quest board and kill them for a chance at getting a Dragon Ball from each soldier. Okay, some place that we need to go. It's very important that you could do this because this is one of the most important ways and best ways to get BP in this game. And it's doing Brawly fight. You can also fight Beerus, and I'll put those locations near the end of the video and I'll go over them in a separate segment. But Brawly, you need to go to Vampa, which is a planet I'm going to be navigating to. And once you're there, you have to go talk to the Brawly NPC and do stuff like that. I'll show you the way to get to him and where he is once we get there. I'll speed this space part up for you guys. And now that we're here, I'm going to show you the way to get to Brawly and what you do when you're here. So Brawly's right over against this rock right over here. And you're going to want to talk to him. And he's going to say something if you're under 10k BP. It's very important that you need to be over 10k BP. Because if you're under 10k BP, he'll say something about it being peaceful and him not, and then he'll just tell you and to go away. And then you don't get to fight him. But if you're above 10k BP, he'll say like he wants to like have a more entertaining day or something like that, and then he'll fight you. And then you get like a bunch of BP gains inside of the thing. BP stands for battle power, by the way. You'll see a lot of it in chat or whatever, and yeah, it's pretty important. There's someone who I mentioned earlier who's Beerus. I'm pretty sure you all know who he is. But he is another NPC like Brawly, except he travels. And he's found on different planets. I'll put him up on screen now, his different locations. And Beerus has the same requirements for Brawly, except, right, he's harder to find. That's pretty much it. He's pretty much the exact same. He's a bit more skillful than Brawly. He perfect blocks a lot more, and then he also uses his beams more on the harder difficulties. But other than that, you should just go fight Beerus and Brawly every day if you can, and that's the best way to gain BP. Okay, so this is the Trello. The Trello contains a lot of very useful information, such as the other races' passives, and a lot of the different races. So we're gonna go over like some of the best races that you could be, some of the worst races that you can be. Some of the worst include the really high percent chances, like Conscript is pretty bad. It really doesn't have that much. I mean, it has 15% off all purchases, but like if you just grind, you can get enough money to do whatever. They don't have a very good form. They don't really have anything real special. Dragon Clan is another one. They're pretty decent, seeing as they're Namekians because of the enhanced regeneration. However, the Warrior is just better in every way because it just has a better passive. Like, it's just built different. Superhuman is relatively bad. However, they are adding androids, so it might actually be decent if you're gonna just get 10k BP on a superhuman and then change to an android. Conscript, you really don't have any other options other than just reroll because they're terrible. Warrior Saiyan's pretty decent. Jinigos just are base pretty decent. They have really good like power level gain and melee damage. El Hermanos, same thing. They're both pretty decent. Majins, they're good. Oobs got nerfed pretty hard, I think. Sphinxes in general are just really good. They have high power level gain. They have just all around above average stats. Frost demons just are just pretty decent. They're really meant for key spam and key moves because they have high key multipliers and key damage multipliers. They also have a slight movement speed buff, and Sphinxes also have a slight movement speed buff. But overall, the Trello just gives an overall good idea of what the different things are in the game. It tells you where to get the moves, like can be learned from Goku, can be learned from Yamcha, can be learned from Krillin, like can be learned from Master Roshi, and then it tells you how much they cost. Like this one costs 25k, this one I believe is free, this one costs 25k. Final Flash can be learned from Vegeta. It requires 20k power level or 10k for Saiyans and 10k Zenny. And you can get it from him. Energy Wave, you can get it from Krillin, and it works basically the exact same as a Kamehameha, and it does slightly less damage. It does increase in size, more mastery, I mean, and it is the same color as your key, but it's basically just a Kamehameha, which you can get for free. Overall, the Trello is very useful, tells you all the stuff you need to know. It has a FAQ, and it's just overall pretty helpful. So the way you access the Discord is actually pretty simple. So from this like start page with Budokai right here, you're gonna want to go to the community server, and then once you're here, to find the official empires for each thing, you're gonna want to, like, for example, I'm in the Jinigo empire because I'm a Jinigo, and there's stuff happening. So you're gonna want to go to the empires right here, and here's all the join codes. You're gonna need to verify your race, so like you'll actually have to see, like for example, if you're a Saiyan, you're gonna have to prove that you're actually a Saiyan, and you're gonna have to send a picture of your like starting race screen and whatever. But overall, you can just join these empires. They give out, like for example, this one gives out training. You just get free BP and stuff. And overall, it's pretty helpful. I'd recommend joining the Discord if you aren't in it already. And joining an empire, because they can be a big help. You can tell people if someone's gripped you, and they can go hunt them down. You can call in strikes on random people if you get gripped or if they attack you. They'll also a lot of the empires are really noob friendly. They would like to have new players. So overall, a lot of the gameplay comes from playing with the empires and doing your own thing. They have wars, they have all sorts of stuff in these empires. Would really recommend joining one if you're gonna play this game.